Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Timberwolves Stadium. I'm Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com, and our apologies here tonight. There was a little confusion in the scheduling. I'll get to that in a moment. So we are actually joining this varsity game live. This is not the end of the junior varsity game. This is the varsity game, and Fort Bragg has a 12-0 lead. William Robertson scored from about 12 yards out, a nice touchdown run. And just a minute or so ago, quarterback Clavel went in from 1 yard out, and it's 12-0. Both PATs were no good. We're in the second quarter, 9:25 to go. Here's what happened. The varsity game is early, but we're joining it late, if that makes sense. The junior varsity game, the Willits High School does not have a junior varsity team as they set up for this punt. It's 4th and 14. We'll set up the action here. They're going to punt it away, and there's a punt, a short kick off the side of the foot. It's going to take a Willits bounce and go forward down to about the 34-yard line where it's down. Fort Bragg will have it leading 12-0, 9:16 to go, second quarter. So there was a junior varsity game scheduled with another team because Willits did not have a junior varsity team. They don't have enough players to field a junior varsity team, sadly enough. But that game that was scheduled for the junior varsity from Fort Bragg against a different team was canceled at the last minute. And because of that, the varsity game started early tonight. We at Mendocino TV were not notified. We didn't know, and we just kind of casually strolled up thinking the JV game was still going on, and it is the varsity game. We're joining you late. There's William Robertson with a carry, and he picks up about 5 yards. Robertson, as I mentioned, has scored one of the touchdowns here as they lead at 12-0. Our apologies again for joining late. Little fog here tonight. It's that great rivalry of Willits to set up this game. The Timberwolves with a win here look pretty certain to get at least a playoff berth, possibly a home game, depending on what other teams and where the seeds line up. The Timberwolves wearing all purple tonight, but again, the camera with the fog might not be as clear, even though it's high def as some evenings here at Timberwolves Stadium. We've had some great weather this year, but it's a little foggy here tonight. 2nd and 5 for the Timberwolves. They've got the ball at about their own 40-yard line. Clavel takes a snap, rolling, stops, throws over the middle for Myrtle. He's there, knocked away at the last minute. Nice play defensively that time for the Wolverines. That was Eric Colvard who knocked it down, and boy, if he hadn't knocked it down, it looked like Myrtle was going to the post with a touchdown. Or was that Curti? I thought that was Myrtle. Anyway, Curti trotted back slowly to the huddle. Curti wearing number 2 and Myrtle number 3, and in the fog, I may have missed the number on that pass, but nonetheless, Curti is coming out for this play. Myrtle, who I thought was a receiver anyway, intended on that play. Now 3rd and 5. Clavel right over center with his backs in the I formation, pitches it back, coming this way now with the ball. That's William Robertson, turns a corner, and he's got a first down and more. And runs over a couple of players and is hit out of bounds late. And I believe that's going to be a penalty against Willits. Let's see. Robertson with a good turn of the corner there. That's what he does so well. Again, his speed isn't getaway speed, but I'll tell you what, he's got a burst of speed that is great on the football field. There's a late hit against Willits, so it'll be another 15-yard penalty after that run, and Fort Bragg will have it first down at the Willits 30-yard line. Robertson, when he can find a lane, has that burst of speed to get through, and boy, he has had a great season. One of the reasons the Timberwolves have come on so strong here in the second half is the great running of William Robertson, because, of course, he's been the steady running back all season long. They've had others there, but he's been the guy this year, and right now it's a first down at the 30-yard line of Willits. They pitch it back to William again. He cuts. There's that cut again, and there's that burst of speed, and he's got more yardage, and he's down for another first down at about the 20-yard line.
Robertson, the ball carrier. William rumbles his way down inside the 20-yard line.
So the Timberwolves leading 12-0 to set this up now. With a win tonight, the Timberwolves have a pretty good chance, as I said, to get to the playoffs and possibly a home game. They have come on really strong. That big win against Middletown last week. And then this is really sort of a game where you don't want, Middletown with a win over Cloverdale, and then you don't want to let down here. And the Timberwolves so far tonight are on their game, leading 12-0 and threatening again. Clavel steps forward. Now he's getting some pressure from behind. He steps away from it. He's going to run, and he's pushed out of bounds after picking up some yards, about 5 actually, down to the 15-yard line. Timberwolves football here tonight at Timberwolves Stadium on Mendocino TV. Lindy Peters with you, and thanks for joining us. We certainly appreciate you making it possible for us here tonight, including sponsors locally from Sport Chrysler Jeep Dodge, Dunlap Roofing, Roundland Smokehouse and Butcher Shop, Ryan Perkins Attorney at Law, Fort Bragg Transmission and Auto Repair, and we'll get to some others here in a moment as they break the huddle. It's 2nd down and 6. The ball right at the 15-yard line. Clavel right over center now. His back split in the backfield. William Robertson split to the left. There's a quick count. Willits did not jump. They give to the second man coming through. That's Pons. Pons has got a first down, I think, inside the 10-yard line. It depends on the spot. He needed to get to about the 8-yard line. I think he's there.
Logan brings the ball down inside the 10-yard line.
It is a first down. It's 1st and goal Timberwolves at the 8-yard line. Fort Bragg breaks a huddle and comes up to the line of scrimmage. Clavel will take it right over center once again. Again, William and Logan Pons in the backfield behind him. He gives it to Ponce again, coming left side. Got some room, cutting to the edge. Touchdown, Timberwolves. No penalty on the play that I could see thus far, so the Timberwolves take an 18-0 lead here. In the second quarter, 7 minutes to go. Let's see if they can get an extra point.
Touchdown for the Timberwolves.
Logan Ponce with a touchdown. So 3 touchdowns, 3 different ball carriers. William Robertson, Julian Clavel, and now Logan Ponce with about an 8-yard touchdown. And the Timberwolves opening up a nice, comfortable lead here before half. We've got to adjust our cameras here. Again, this fog might be a little tricky for our cameraman. There's the extra point, a 2-point attempt. Clavel swing pass to William Robertson, cuts inside, breaks a tackle, dives forward. Did he get there? The ball is fumbled, but did he get in? No, they're saying no good. He did not get across the goal line. So, again, they cannot get the extra point. So he did get across the goal line, but he fumbled in the end zone. As a result, the point's not successful. I want to know how you can cross the goal line with the ball and then fumble and not have it be successful. Perhaps he'll explain that later. I don't know. You can fumble just before the end zone and have the ball go into the end zone. But, yeah, you know, you can't really fumble in the end zone if you're a ball carrier who has crossed the goal line, because you've already crossed the goal line. Nonetheless, the extra point is no good. It's 18-0, 7 minutes to go before half. The Timberwolves on top of Willits here tonight. Like I said, we joined you a little late. So the Timberwolves will kick it off. Also want to thank Zappa's Coffee, Mendocino Cookie Company, for sponsoring Timberwolves football here on MendocinoTV.com. Cody Velocity to kick it off. Low kick, bouncing, picked up at the 21-yard line. And dancing across the middle. Hard to pick up the numbers of Willits in this fog, but I believe it was Coulvard, but I'm not sure who had it. Might have been Myler. Single-digit number anyway for Willits that returned that kickoff. Got it to about the 30-yard line, where the Willits Wolverines will take over.
Across the 30-yard line, they're going to mark it at the 31. They'll take over 1st and 10.
So the Wolverines have it, first down at their own 30-yard line, trailing 18-0. Coming up to the line of scrimmage, the Wolverines with quarterback T.J. Buzzard, wearing number 12. He'll take it out of the shotgun, drop back, looking left. Penalty flags will stop this play before it becomes an official play. And there's a false start.
5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
So it'll be first down and 15 for the
Help
Wolverines.
support the Advent Club, folks. They got chocolate covered pretzels. Oh my. They got all kinds of good stuff. Help support the Advent Club.
Wolverines, once again, up to the line of scrimmage. Buzzard in shotgun. This time they get the Timberwolves to jump off sides and get that 5 yards right back. So tit for tat, as they say. And it'll be back to the original line of scrimmage where it'll be first down and 10. All just across the 30. Call it the 31-yard line.
Neutral zone infraction defense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
All right, so here we go. Let's start it again. First and 10. Buzzard out of the shotgun. Takes a snap. Looking now, steps up to throw, and he's going to run. Takes off over the left side, and he is dropped. Nice tackle that time by Cody Velocci. I think it's pretty safe to say should be on the NCL All-League team defensively this year.
Tackle made by number 58, Jeremy.
Or was that, I'm sorry, that was Segura across the way. Boy, this is going to be hard with the numbers in the fog here. But I think I still stand by what I said about Cody Velocci, the season he's had defensively for the Timberwolves. Or maybe my eyes are better than the spotters, and I'm right. I don't know. Second down and 6. Short screen pass set up, incomplete, as Buzzard tries to hit a screen pass over the middle that time, a middle screen. It falls incomplete. It's going to be third down at about 5.
That'll bring up third. We'll call it 3rd and 4. Back to 37.
6:09 to go here. Incomplete pass stops the clock. We're in the second quarter. Timberwolves leading here 18-0 for those of you watching us live on Mendocino TV. Third down now for Willits. Put the ball in the air. 2 men split out here to the right. 2 men split out to the left. Your typical spread formation. Single back with Buzzard there out of the shotgun. He takes a snap. Looking this way to the right. Throws a little swing pass. It's incomplete. Setting up fourth down. Still about 4 or 5 yards to go for Willits. They're trailing 18-0. The ball still in their side of the midfield stripe. We'll see if they punt. I would think at this point in the game you want to minimize the damage. 6:03 to go before half, already trailing by 3 touchdowns. The Wolverines, in fact, will punt, apparently. Wyatt Curti back to return the punt for the Timberwolves. And instead it's a fake punt. There's the throw, and it's knocked away by who else? William Robertson all over the field here this first half. There is a penalty flag bound, though. That penalty flag could be against Fort Bragg for a late hit. It's probably against, well, I don't like to call out names when a player is guilty of an infraction like a penalty that is a personal foul. The official usually does that for me, as he did. So there is a late hit, that fourth down fake punt, although it was thwarted by the Timberwolves defense, is instead helped by a penalty. Late hit on the quarterback, and Coach Perkins talking to the player who is guilty of that infraction right now, saying you can't even touch him. You can't continue on a screen pass. Remember, the linemen are letting you rush the quarterback, and the quarterback is deliberately backpedaling. So if you just touch him and he falls down after he releases the football, they're probably going to call you for a late hit. And I think that's what Arnold did. I don't know. Maybe he shellacked him. But video will always be the true story of what happened there. But nonetheless, that penalty at this point, not that big of a factor. It does give Willits another first down instead of the Timberwolves taking over. However, remember, it's 18-0. And so far, the Timberwolves defense, who come on so well in the second half of the season, are pitching a shutout. And all that first down did is give Willits the ball across midfield, but at the Timberwolves' 48-yard line. So they still got a long ways to go. Again, Willits running that spread. Well, 2 men left, 2 men right. Buzzard takes a snap, steps up, throwing deep now, right side, and Myrtle is going to be called for pass interference. He kind of prevented the receiver from running his route that time instead of turning and running with him, or was that Clavel? I'm not sure. I think it was Clavel. Having trouble with the numbers. I apologize. The single-digit numbers are the ones that I'm having trouble with. It was Clavel, the guilty party that time, who sort of was in front of the receiver. I think he kept turning and running with the ball. He might even had an interception, but it's going to be pass interference. Well, wait, I'm wrong. So it's second down. They pulled that flag because, again, he was running, going for the football. You know, that ball was thrown short, and he, anyway, never mind. No penalty. Second down and 10. Snap, give. Buzzer going to keep it. Tries the left side. Gets by one guy. Then Velocity wraps him up, and then a whole bunch of others. And a penalty flag for a late hit. And that really shouldn't be called. The guys are coming in. The whistle blows. You can't stop on a dime. But he's going to go ahead and throw the flag. That'll be another free 15-yard personal penalty for a late hit. Personal foul, that is. Could have called it on any number of those guys, but that's football when you got a guy stood up.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, late hit. Defense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Results in a first down.
30 yards and penalties in the last, 4 plays, so. Anyway, now they're getting down into some territory where the 0 on the board could be in jeopardy. They're at the 34-yard line of Fort Bragg with a couple of big 15-yard penalties. First down, Willits. This time they come right up to the line of scrimmage. Run a tight formation. Almost running the triple wing, and it's the Wildcat. The guy shifts over, takes the snap, and goes down to about the 28-yard line, it looks like, where it'll be second down. Kind of a shifty move there, going from the spread formation to a complete different formation. The Wildcat and there used to be an old formation, the triple wing. It almost looked like the triple wing there for a moment.
Ball carrier, tackled by William Robertson.
They got it going again. Watch this formation here now. Guy shifts over, takes a snap. He's going to run right and give back left the other way on a counter and stop right at the line of scrimmage. No gain that time. So it'll be third down. McGinnis, the ball carrier for Willits that time. Third down and about 7. Ball right at the 30-yard line. 4:42 to go in the half. Fort Bragg leading 18-0. Lindy Peters here for MendocinoTV.com. Thanks for joining us here this evening or watching this on replay. Once again, here come the Wolverines. And there's a bad snap. Ball's loose. Picked up. Back he goes. Continues to go backwards. And he is whistled dead at the, 39-yard line? See where they're going to spot it. Nonetheless, it's 4th and long for Willits. They'll go for it this side of the 50-yard line. They're calling the initial forward progress at the 38-yard line, if you want to call that forward progress. It looked like he was dropped further back than that, but anyway, 4th down and about 13. Under 4 minutes to go before half. 18-0 Timberwolves. Here we go. Now back to that spread formation come the Wolverines, keeping the defense working a little bit here. 4th down. Buzzard takes the snap. Looking to his left. Now looking to his right. Now he steps up and he's going to take off running. He's got some good speed, but he is dropped short of the first down. And they're going to throw a penalty flag, I guess, for a late hit that didn't even happen. He missed him. But if that's another penalty on the Timberwolves, there's another freebie on 4th down, another 15-yarder. It looked like someone was coming in like a heat-seeking missile, but he missed him. The ball carrier Buzzard was down. No contact was made. He went flying right over him, I thought, but let's see.
Personal foul, illegal helmet contact, defense number 3. That penalty will be assessed half the distance to the goal. Result of the play, first down.
Well, okay, it's Christmas come early on this drive for the Wolverines. There's another 15 yards. Again, the video will show. He did go forward with his head. I'll give him that, but I didn't think he hit him. But I'm way up here. They're much closer, and he must have. Anyway, first down, Willits. First and goal now for the Wolverines inside the 10. Buzzard looking over the middle post. No one there. Incomplete.
Willits' pass was incomplete. That'll bring up second.
Looked like somebody was supposed to be running right across the middle there towards the post, and there was nobody in that spot of the field. Everybody was running. Well, I guess there was somebody in the area. Anyway, second down and 10. Spread formation for Willits. 3 minutes and 6 seconds to go before the half. 18-0 Timberwolves. Buzzard takes a snap, looking quickly to his left. They're setting up that old wide receiver screen. It's complete, but short of the goal line. It'll be third down.
Pass was complete to number 3, Eric Colbart.
Colbart made the catch and remains down on the field.
We have an official's timeout.
Injury timeout. I think that's who's down there on the field. Timberwolves taking a knee out of respect, as they always do, even on the sidelines, for the injured player. And I hope it's not serious, but one of the teammates of the injured player called the sidelines almost immediately to get him out there on the field. And when you see that, usually that means at least someone close to the play thinks that the injury is fairly serious. Although he's getting up and seems to be okay. He's walking off the field. I was worried it might be a leg injury or something that, would really be a serious injury, but thankfully he walks off. Though favoring, it looks like his right hip or right leg. 2:54 and counting as the clock starts to run. It is now third and goal for Willits. Ball looks like it's about the 4-yard line, let's call it, 3-yard line, just for where they're going to spot it. More hard to see. It's on the far hash mark there. I guess more like the 6-yard line. The referee, I thought he said it's going to be Willits' first and goal, which would have been incorrect because actually it's first down and 10 at the 13. Now that I look carefully across the way through the fog, the chain gang, the first down marker is at about the 3-yard line. So I thought he was at the goal line, and that's the spot now. So you can see it on the screen there. The ball is spotted at about the 8-yard line. It's going to be third and goal at about the third down and 5 at the 8-yard line. They can get a first down at the Timberwolves 3-yard line. This drive aided by 3 big penalties. 2 of them on fourth down plays that had failed. So they want 3 more seconds put on the clock. So they'll have to wait for that to happen. There it goes. It's on the clock now. 3rd and 5 at the 8-yard line. Boy, that didn't feel good. The ref forgot to turn his mic off and blew the whistle. Ouch. And one of the Wolverines' tackle moves too quickly, or the guard on the inside. Anyway, I think it's the tackle left side that moved. It's going to be false start. There you go, 5 yards the right direction. And the Timberwolves will gladly take at least that much back. Setting up third down and 10. At the 13 for Willits. Buzzard takes the snap, steps up, throwing deep for the flag, and it is tipped and, oh, almost intercepted. Boy, that was one of those right on the edge of your fingertips. Ethan Hall-Jeffries with a good juggling act, but the ball finally got away. A hot potato there out of bounds. So it's 4th down, and Willits will get another shot. That's why that would have been a good interception there. 2:31 to go in the half. 18-0 Timberwolves. Willits with another 4th down play. 4th and 10 at the 13. One man splits left. One man splits right. Double tight end formation, it looks like. No, 2 backs are split behind the quarterback buzzer now. Tight end on the right side. And they give to the tailback coming over the right side, and he's dropped short, well short. Timberwolves will take over on downs. Willits opting not to throw the football for some reason on 4th down. Kind of surprised by that, but that's why I announce games and I don't coach. 2:15 to go in the half. The clock runs now as the Timberwolves take over on downs. The clock will continue to run, and Fort Bragg will see if they are satisfied to go in with a nice, comfortable 18-0 lead, or if they're feeling a little, if they have the gambling spirit, go for it here with putting it in the air. Clavel back to pass. He is going to put it in the air. Rolls, throws, caught by Price, and he's up the sideline. Still going across the 40, to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, and knocked out of bounds finally. And he almost went all the way. Ash Price made the catch and just went right up the sideline and just kept going. So the Timberwolves do gamble. Minute 39 to go, and there they are back in Willits territory and at the 32-yard line within striking distance here before half to add some points on the scoreboard. Timberwolves up to the line of scrimmage, backs in the I formation. There's a pitch to William Robertson going over the right side. He's got a couple blockers out in front of him. Gets to the 30, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. And out of bounds he goes at about the, 12-yard line? Let's see where they spot it. Penalty flag is down, however, back here at the 31-yard line. And the penalties are once again stacking up, and most of them are going against the purple and white. And there you go. This one as well.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
Sadly enough, often the holding penalties on running plays happen either right where the play's turning and it wouldn't have made a difference, or even behind a running back who's already by the would-be tackler, and the tackler having no chance really to get him. But I don't know what happened there. It's going to be negating a huge play. It's going to be 1st down and 20 now for the Timberwolves. The ball back at the Willits 42. Clavel, play action fake, rolling, looks, throws to Myrtle. He's got it on the post at the 10, to the 5. Touchdown Timberwolves as Clavel found the open man. He looked first up the left sideline, then he looked on the left seam, and then you could just see him stop and find Myrtle wide open on the post from the other side, and it's a touchdown Timberwolves. And boy, I tell you what, I was wondering if Coach Perkins would just sort of run out the clock before half. Touchdown, and a minute 19 still before halftime. It is 24, or 20, it should be 24-0. Here comes the extra point now. They're going to try for a kick this time. Myrtle to try the extra point. Clavel will be the holder. There's a snap. Spots down. The kick is up. It's got plenty of distance, and it is no good. Wide right.
Extra point for the Timberwolves. So good. It makes the score the Timberwolves.
They're still struggling with the extra points, and they have been all season. But the good news, they're not struggling moving the football. They just moved the football after going over on downs, picking up a... Let's see, I have to count the plays in my head because I remember one of them was called back on a penalty. Let's just say that was less than 5 plays, and the touchdown was a 31-yard touchdown, or a 42-yard touchdown pass after that penalty from Julian Cavell to Justin Myrtle. And now 4 touchdowns from 4 different players. Myrtle, Robertson, Cavell, and Ponce have all scored touchdowns for the Timberwolves. 24-0. Still not even halftime yet. All right, to get ready to kick it off, Cody Velocity will have the honors to kick it off for the Timberwolves. This time a high end-over-end kick, fielded at a 30-yard line up to the 35 to the 40 and dropped at about the 43-yard line. So Willits will have it, trailing 24-0, 1:14 to go here in the first half. The Timberwolves on top.
Takes the kickoff up to the
Sort of a drizzly, wet fog, but warm tonight. Not that cold yet, but getting kind of moist and wet and damp, as it does sometimes when that coastal fog rolls in after a beautiful day here along the Mendocino coast. Fort Bragg must have been, well, out here in the Banana Belt where the Timberwolves Stadium is. It must have been mid-60s, upper 60s. Near the beaches, I would say even in the low 60s. Nice, sunny, warm day with little or no wind, and the fog did roll in, though, late this afternoon. First down, Willits. Right over center now. Buzzard takes a snap. Quick throw to the man who fell down and makes a catch, which means he's all automatically down. But how about that? You don't see that too often. The receiver, I was just talking about the wet ground and the moist air, and the catch was made. The receiver, Matt Kolvig, caught it sitting down, so he couldn't advance. No gain. Second down. Now it's on the near hash mark, right over center, same pro set. Man comes in motion this way. Long count from Buzzard. Now he's ready, looking to his right, throwing this way. Man makes a catch and is hit right near midfield, short of the first down. 22 seconds and counting. They kept him in bounds. Kolvig made the catch, but they did not stop the clock. I don't think he went out of bounds.
We'll call 3rd and 4 for the Wolverines.
No, they're quickly up to the line of scrimmage. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. They get the play off. Buzzard back to pass, looking to his left, throwing deep. Pass is intercepted by Clavell. He's got some room up the right sideline. He's taken off, cross midfield to the 40 in a pack of players now. Still on his feet, still going. An exciting finish to the half, and flags come flying. The penalty could mean an extension. If this penalty is against Willits, they'll get one more play. No time on the clock. Clavell finally brought down at about the 20, but the play cannot end, the half cannot end on a defensive penalty, I don't think, at the high school level either. I know it can't at most levels. Referee going over there talking to the coach from Willits. If it's a penalty, it should be probably 15 yards. You know, look, maybe roughing, late hit, something like that. And if it is, it should take it down to about the 10, and the Timberwolves would have one more play. It looks like Willits thinks it's halftime. They're just walking over. I guess we're not going to see one more play. They're going to assess it maybe as we begin the second half, or maybe it's offsetting penalties. Oh, it's against the Timberwolves.
Rushing the passer, defense number 77. During the return, personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Fort Bragg number 77. Both fouls are declined. That's the end of the second period.
Well, there's a rare occurrence as, well, I don't know that I've ever seen a player assess 2 penalties on the same play, one while he was on offense and one while he was on defense. On defense, he apparently hit the quarterback late. When the interception occurred, on offense, he apparently rough somebody up. Well, that's the end of the half. Coach Perkins out there talking to the officiating staff. Oh, let me take a breath for a second. Here we are. It's 24-0 Timberwolves. It is halftime. We're with MendocinoTV.com. Lindy Peters, thanks again for joining us here. Our broadcast or webcast brought to us by Fort Bragg Transmission and Engine Repair, Round Man, Smokehouse and Butcher Shop, Mendocino Cookie Company and Zappa's Coffee, Ryan Perkins, Attorney at Law, Sport Chrysler, Jeep Dodge, your favorite sport, Fort Bragg Transmission and Engine Repair. I think I might have mentioned them. But anyway, we thank all of the folks who make it possible to bring you, got to mention Dunlap Roofing, who also is helping us here along the ways to get this broadcast up and running. So thanks so much for joining us. Again, it's halftime. Fort Bragg 24, Willits nothing. I'm Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. We'll take a little break, and we'll be back here for the second half. If the Timberwolves can keep this going and not get any injuries, they're looking good for a possible playoff spot in the NC North Coast Section playoffs. We'll find out. Stay tuned for the second half coming up. All right, we're back here at Timberwolves Stadium for the second half with Fort Bragg leading Willits by a score of 24-0. Lindy Peters from MendocinoTV.com. Thanks for joining us here, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching a replay of this webcast. This is the final game of the season, the regular season for the Timberwolves. Hopes are up that if a big win here tonight is considered to be important to the folks that put the seeds together for the playoffs, they could get themselves a home playoff game next week. Kelseyville certainly is the best team in the league. They're going to run away with the league championship. They are undefeated in league play. They're the cream of the crop this year. Just behind them is Cloverdale and Fort Bragg. Cloverdale beat Fort Bragg, the first league game of the season at Cloverdale, barely. A game a lot of folks wearing purple and white thought Fort Bragg should have won. They took the lead late in the game. Then they had a kickoff that wasn't very good and gave Cloverdale excellent field position. And Cloverdale, got to remember what game I'm talking about, Cloverdale scored with seconds left to beat them. And it was kind of a tough loss, and it was the first league game of the season. Cloverdale is playing Middletown tonight, and I believe they are in Middletown, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. The Mustangs fully capable of an upset. And if they do, then that means Fort Bragg will have sole possession of second place and will end up with, like I said, a real good shot at a home field advantage. But you can't look past Willits, the team that I kept mistakenly referring to, talking about that Cloverdale game. This is the final league game of the season, and certainly a different story here tonight as Fort Bragg playing Willits, leading 24-0. Well, it's funny because they always count down halftime, and it gets to 0, and they put more time on the clock. So tonight, I told our cameraman and producer, Terry, I said, don't bring it back at the end of because they always put more time. Well, with a minute to go, I looked. The officials were ready to go. The players were lined up with the side of the coaches on both sides. It looked like, okay, this time they're finally going to do it. So I said, you know what, let's roll it. What happens? They put more time on the clock. When I can figure out the officiating crew, sometime I'll let you know. They're across the way there. They do a good job. It's high school football. What do you know? I just thought that the both teams looked like they were totally ready to go. Maybe the officiating crew themselves weren't ready. Maybe the chain gang, one of them was in the bathroom. I don't know, but more time was put on the clock. And when you have a live mic like I do with nowhere to go for commercial break, no one to talk to, as a color man, you're stuck filling time. And I'm not going to tell sick jokes because we want to keep those of you who are watching, we want you to keep watching. Meanwhile, our cameraman and producer, during this key 2 minutes that he was given free by the officials, has consumed 3/4 of a cheeseburger and now is working his way through what looked to be barbecue-flavored Fritos. No, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. They're chili cheese Fritos. So we're now down to 0, and the Timberwolves will tee it up and kick it off to begin the second half with a comfortable 24-0 lead. That fog, as thick as it is, Willits wearing those white jerseys with light gold numbers and the green trim really not that dark. Very difficult to see the numbers and probably difficult for you, those watching, as it is difficult for me trying to see it here live. So here's the kickoff. 2-man deep for Willits at about the 20. Velocity, end-over-end kick. Good one this time, back to about the 15-yard line. Picked up there, dances his way to 20 to 25 and tripped up by Ponce at about the 26-yard line, and Willits will have it there, first down. They play 12-minute quarters in high school football, and we're in the third quarter now. just underway following the kickoff as Willits will have it first down at the 27-yard line. Out of the spread formation, T.J. Buzzard, the quarterback for Willits. He'll take the snap, back, looking to his right, throwing this way. Got a man there. He makes a catch at about the 40-yard line, and two Timberwolves run right into each other. Julian Clavel and Justin Myrtle. Clavel gets up very slowly. He got his bell rung big time that time. And he's coming right to the sideline. He's going to sit down. So Clavel, the safety and quarterback, comes out, and you sure don't want, like I said, leading 24-0. You just want to finish this game with the lead on the scoreboard and no injuries, and that's the last guy you want injured right now. So it's a first down. Willits again out of that spread. This time Buzzard's going to take off running to his left. Trying to get to the edge. He's not going to get there. He's going to get thrown for a loss. Now don't pile on. We don't need a penalty here.
Jacob Arms, the ball carrier.
Drop for a loss. He's second down.
On the far side.
Talking to Clavel a little bit there on the sideline.
2 yards on the play. It'll be second and 12.
Just like high school,
The 43-yard line.
I should say just like other football levels at high school, you really want to make sure if a kid gets his bell rung that he doesn't have a concussion and is lucid and talking, knows where he is and what's going on. Second down and 11 for Willits. Back to pass is Buzzard. Throws, short pass, caught near the line of scrimmage. No, it's caught, but he went out of bounds before there was any contact right at the line of scrimmage. Third down and 10.
Garcia. No gain on the play. It'll be third and 10.
So it'll be third down and 10, even though there was a complete pass. Well, they actually had lost about 3, so we'll call it about a 3-yard pickup there. But nonetheless, third and long, the ball at the Willits 45-yard line. 24-0 Timberwolves, third quarter early on here. 10:32 to go. Buzzard out of the spread. Far hash mark. Back to pass. Rolling to his right. Getting a lot of pressure now. Getting chased. Throws it up the sideline. Oh, knocked away. Or maybe he just missed it. Either way, I think he was going to be out of bounds. Good coverage by Justin Myrtle. He was there. But if he had tiptoed, kept his feet in bounds, and leaned over, he might have been able to make that catch. But it just had to be a perfect pass and a perfect catch, but it wasn't. Good coverage that time. 4th and 10. Wyatt Curti now expecting a punt, deep to receive. Willits, ball at their own 45-yard line, trailing 24-0. Probably thinking of punting. Now remember, they did have a fake punt at one time that was a pass. It was complete. It was short of the first down, but a penalty occurred on that play that did give them a first down. So they've already shown a fake punt once. Probably not going to see it again, but you never know. You can hear the coaching staff yelling, "Watch the fake." There's a snap. He's going to kick it away. Curti has it bounce off him. Free ball. Anybody's ball there. Is hit right on his shoulder pads. See who's got it. Willits has the football. So a turnover gives the ball to Willits. They're doing pretty good on 4th down with penalties and turnovers, I tell you what. So Willits gets the muffed punt, as it's called, at the 31-yard line, and the Wolverines will have it first down and 10.
On the Timberwolves 31-yard line.
Looking along the sideline, Julian Cavell walking, just kind of trying to walk it off a little bit, I think. We might not see him return to action. I wouldn't be surprised, just out of precaution. Timeout called by the Timberwolves. Coach Perkins goes out there now.
Check what? Timeout for Bragg.
So with the timeout on the field, the Timberwolves leading 24-0.
For Bragg Bragg's first charge timeout.
So now they're saying the muffed punt was recovered by Fort Bragg, when one official had signaled it was recovered by Willits. So well, we'll wait and see. A little suspense as they come out of the timeout to see who actually has the football. We do know that sponsoring our coverage of Timberwolves football on Mendocino TV are Fort Bragg Transmission and Auto Repair, Ryan Perkins Attorney at Law, Dunlap Roofing, Roundman Smokehouse and Butcher Shop, Zappa's Coffee, and Mendocino Cookie Company. Be sure and thank our sponsors that make it possible to bring you Timberwolves football here on Mendocino TV. And I want to thank our sponsors for the push for the playoffs, including Roundman's and Dunlap Roofing. It looks like it is Timberwolves football. I was pretty sure I saw the official signal that Willits had it, but Fort Bragg does recover the football. They'll have it first and 10 at their own 31. There's a pitch back to William Robertson. Over the right side he goes, cuts it back inside, breaks one tackle, and dives forward up close to about the 37-yard line, I think.
William Robertson, the ball
Picks up
carrier.
about 6. Ball will be spotted, and the clock continues to run. Under 10 minutes to go, third quarter, 24-0 Timberwolves.
Gain of 7 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd and 3
Well, it's sort of got a Halloween feel here tonight, even though we're
at the
not quite there, but we're less than a week away, and some spooky things going on, including that fog as it thickens. 2nd down and 4. Far hash mark. Timberwolves tight formation. Curti in at quarterback now for Clavel. He gives it to Ponce. Ponce breaking tackle, spins away, cuts away, and breaks one more tackle before he's finally brought down at the 45-yard line. Nice run by Logan
number
Ponce.
88, Logan Ponce rumbles his way across the 50-yard line into Willits territory. Tackled by number 8, Matt Koldick.
Curti now running the Timberwolves offense with Clavel on the sideline playing catch. But again, under the circumstances, I would think you might not see him out there again. Curti out of the shotgun. William Robertson, the lone back behind him. He gives it to Robertson. Robertson with some good yardage over the 40, down to the 34-yard line, I think. I believe another first down for the Timberwolves. Depending on the spot, it is a first down at the 33-yard line.
A first down for the Timberwolves.
Rolling the clock and
By number
moving
8,
the chains.
Matt Koldick. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Timberwolves. On the 33-yard
Up to the line of scrimmage they come. 2 men left, 2 men right. William Robertson behind Curti at QB. He'll take the snap, give it to William Robertson. Robertson ducks under a man and gets a good 3 or 4 yards inside the 30, I think, to about the 29. Called it a 3-yard pickup, 2nd and 7.
William Robertson, the ball carrier. Tackle made by number 20, Jacob Barnes. William picks up about 4 yards on play. It'll be 2nd and 6 at the 29-yard line.
Ball spotted here at the near hash mark, still with 2 backs now. Ponce and William Robertson back behind Curti, right over center now. Takes the snap. Gives on the little cross handoff there. No gain. 3rd and still about 7. Right at the line of scrimmage, the 30-yard line.
William Robertson, the ball carrier.
The play almost stopped in the backfield before it started as Curti almost was hit and dropped before he got the
Number
ball
40,
handed off.
Austin Andretti on the tackle, and
So
number
3rd down for the
77,
Timberwolves.
Casey Brown.
7:30 to go, third quarter, leading 24-0. Ponce and William Robertson, I formation behind Curti. He'll pitch it back to William Robertson. Bad pitch. He kicks it. It's on the ground. It's anybody's football. It's a scrum, and Willits has it. Well, Curti hasn't seen a lot of snaps, and he just pitched it back to William Robertson back behind him, and not much William could do, but unfortunately kind of kicked it the wrong direction trying to pick it up. That will happen. Like I said, it's been a spooky night, and we're seeing some Halloween-type plays out there. The net result is Willits has it first down on the turnover, and not only that, a big turnover because it's all the way across midfield at the Timberwolves 47-yard line. 1st and 10 out of the spread. Buzzard fakes, throws out here near sideline, got a blocker. Fighting through the blocker, making the play was Curti. Nice tackle. And that was Kolvig, the receiver for Willits, who made the catch.
DJ Buzzard's pass is complete to number 8.
Picked up maybe a couple. 2nd and 8.
By number 2, Wyatt Curti.
Ball right at the 45-yard line of the Timberwolves. Under 7 minutes to go, third quarter. 24-0, Fort Bragg.
For Willits.
Again, Willits running that spread. I haven't seen that sort of wildcat triple wing formation they had right before halftime. So far here in the second half. Buzzard takes the snap, throws that tight end screen, that quick pass out there with actually there was only one blocker there, just a quick pass, and he is slow getting up, the receiver for Willits. Didn't get first down yardage, but positive yardage. Call it the 41-yard line, I guess, and it's going to be 3rd down and 4.
Pass is complete to number 3, Eric Colvart. Tackle made by number 54, Cody Falassi.
Fog starting to get a little thick here.
And
All right, 3rd down play for Willits. They're probably in 4-down territory. We'll see. Buzzard, again, directing the Willits offense out of the spread. One back with him out of the formation. He's blocking back. He's back to pass. He's throwing right sideline. Ball's in the air and incomplete. I thought he came back and caught the ball, but somehow he was unable to hang on, and it's going to be 4th down.
Willits' pass is incomplete.
Kolvig, the intended receiver.
That'll bring up
So it'll be 4th down. The ball
at the
still
2-yard line for Willits.
at about the 41-yard line of Fort Bragg. 5:34 to go, third quarter. Clock stops with that incompletion, and it looks like the Wolverines will be going for it. You would expect them to, trailing 24-0, and at least across midfield in Timberwolves territory here as they make their decision. And they've actually had some pretty good luck, as I said, on 4th down. Here we go, 4th down. Out of the shotgun, Buzzard. Man goes in motion, and instead of 4th and 4, it'll be 4th and 9. I wonder if they were trying to draw Fort Bragg offsides, and unfortunately, one of their own forgot the count. I don't know. It almost looked like that the way he kind of looked back at his teammates after stepping forward on that hard count. Nonetheless, I think they'll continue to go for it here on 4th down and 9. They will. 2 men split out here to the right, 2 men to the left. Timberwolves defense back. Now it's a quarterback draw and spinning away. Buzzard from one man, but he's hit at the 40, short of the 1st down. Unless there's a penalty, the Timberwolves will take over on downs. And apparently there is no penalty, so it'll be Fort Bragg ball at the 40-yard line of the Timberwolves. Good field position and good defensive stand there. Curti will continue to take snaps at quarterback. Scanning the sideline. And don't see Clavel right now. That doesn't mean he's down there. Doesn't mean he's not down there. All right, here we go. 1st down, Timberwolves from their own 40. Curti back to pass, rolling, looking, gets away from a man. Now he tucks the ball away. He's going to run and is hit. Almost hit out of bounds. Picks up maybe about 3. 2nd and 7.
Wyatt Curti, the ball carrier. Knocked out of bounds by number 55.
Clock now, 5:17 to go, third quarter. Fort Bragg 24-0. Clavel, I do see him. He was there. He's over huddled by the coaches with his helmet off. Hit by his own man. They both were colliding on defense to make a stop, and the man sort of went down, and those two, Clavel and Myrtle, the defenders, collided. And he got his bell rung pretty good. Second down now. Give to William Robertson. He breaks a tackle. Got across midfield. Not sure he got the first down, depending on the spot. I think he did.
William Robertson, the ball carrier.
Nonetheless, it'll be third and short or a first down.
47-yard line.
It is first down. Timberwolves. So Fort Bragg gets it across the mid-stripe. And best of all, the clock continues to run with a 24-0 lead. They're just right now trying to get out of this game with a win and hopefully without getting any more injuries. William Robertson's in the open. He's gone. There he goes. Touchdown, Timberwolves. I looked down for a moment. I was getting ready to talk about something else. I looked up, and the next thing I know, William Robertson is on his way for a 48-yard touchdown run, and that time he did show some breakaway speed. That is his second touchdown of the night, and the Timberwolves lead now 30-0 the score. William Robertson just went over 1,000 yards rushing for the season on that run. And I'll tell you what, he has had a tremendous season, sort of under the radar the first half of the season. And then the second half of the season, especially the game in St. Helena. Boy, he played a great game there. And just last week, a big win, too. Anyway, they're going for 2 points now. Curti pitches back to William Robertson, cutting to the left, trying to get to the flag, dives across inside the corner. He's got an extra point. How about that? The Timberwolves, who have struggled in that category, do get a two-point conversion. And the score with 4:42 to go in the third quarter is now Fort Bragg 32 and Willits nothing.
With that TD run puts William over the 1,000-yard mark for the season. Williams rushed over 1,000 yards.
PA announcer announcing the fact that William Robertson just gained over 1,000 yards with that run. I don't know if they let him keep footballs, but I'd consider giving him that football, a 48-yard touchdown run, and you go over 1,000 yards on the same play. Keep that football. So Fort Bragg now 32-0, and Willits has a long night ahead of him, perhaps. We'll see. Coach Perkins, I think, as I said a couple of times, I won't keep saying it, but he's smart enough to know at this point, almost a sure win. Nothing's certain in high school football, but almost a sure win. And looks like a playoff berth. So now you just want to be healthy. You just want to be healthy. But you still got a lot of football to play. So Velocity will kick it off. Ground ball. Gets past the man from Willits, who picks it up at his own 7 to the 10, up to the 15. And he's going to go down short of the 20, across the way. Maybe just across the 15. Call it the 16-yard line, where Willits will have it first down deep in their own territory. Also, now's the time you let players who maybe haven't played a lot and have some pretty clean uniforms on the sideline, if they're able, get them out there and get them in. Let them see some action. First down, Willits at their own 16. Third quarter, 4:33 to go. One man splitting way out here right now for Buzzard on the far hash mark. Two backs behind him. Kind of a pro set. He gives to the tailback coming through, and he is stopped. Several of the Timberwolves there on the stop. Looked like Nelson getting up was the initial contact person. Maybe a yard. Second down and 9. Ball to 17. I'm sure some of the folks now, if it's a little foggy and wet, are thinking about leaving at the end of this third quarter with a 32-0 Timberwolves lead, but we'll see. Second and 10. Buzzard gives to the first back coming through, and he is stopped. Segura makes a stop for the Timberwolves. And a little extra curricular activity, something going on out there. Whistles blow.
By number 58, Jeremy Segura.
Timeout Willits, that's the call. So with a timeout on the field, we'll take a little timeout here for... For you folks watching live, 3:35 left in the third quarter, 32-0 for Bragg. I'm going to go silent for a little bit. If you're watching on replay, hang in there. I'm just going to take a little break here and come back with live action here when they're set.
The chocolate pretzels weren't bad either, but hey, they got all kinds of good stuff down there at the swag table too. Yeah, don't forget to get a bag of popcorn too. Hey, and I'd like to remind you that the Timberwolves Boosters Dine Out Dinner and Silent Auction at night at David's Deli.
All right, so we're back to action now after the timeout. The Timberwolves defense trotting back out there. 3rd and 9. Willits has it at their own 17-yard line. 2 backs behind Buzzard. Play action fake, rolling right. It's a run all the way. Myrtle comes up, can't get him. He breaks a 3 to the 40, to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Wolverines. I don't see any penalties. How about that? 74-yard touchdown, or 84-yard touchdown. So Willits does put a dent on the scoreboard. And it's now 32-6, 3:19 to go in this third quarter. There were some fresh faces out there on that defense. But still, give some credit to T.J. Buzzard. Once he turned the corner and turned on the Jets at about midfield, it was pretty clear no one was going to catch him, although it looked like one defender had an angle, but Buzzard took it away when he nicely, instead of remaining on the sideline, cut it back to the middle, which is what you do. You take that angle away, or you force the defender to change his angle, and that generally will get you free enough to elude him and get the rest of the way into the end zone, which is exactly what happened there. Here's that fun formation you occasionally see with just the center and the quarterback. And he rolls and he throws and it's incomplete. And I don't often see that play very successful. It's kind of a gadget play, kind of a gimmick where you put three, well, it looks like 3 separate formations, but basically you have one line of scrimmage going all the way across. So it's meant to confuse the defense, but like I said, I haven't seen it be successful too often, at least at this level. Bottom line, it's 32-6, 3:19 to go third quarter here at Timberwolves Stadium, and Willits is on the scoreboard. They'll be kicking off. All right, the Timberwolves send their return team out on the field. Myrtle and Curti are your usual deep backs. Curti up this time, though. Myrtle the lone back. Might be expecting an onside kick here. It is a ground ball kick. It's fielded, though, by one of the up men. And there's penalty flags all over the field. And there was a little excitement. As I said, it's been one of those nights, folks. I guess Halloween isn't quite here yet, and it's been kind of funny. But another kind of crazy play. That one's coming back. You knew it was coming back, so I didn't even bother to tell you what was going on as the return was made. But funny how just for no apparent reason, the return man lost the ball for a moment, but it was in the air, going with him with momentum, and he managed to sort of pass it to himself, if you will.
10 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, Fort Bragg.
So penalty on the return. Net result, Timberwolves do have the football, but instead of a nice, exciting return, it's first down at their own 30-yard line. 3:08 to go, third quarter. Kurt Eye out of the I formation with double tight ends. Gives it to the big guy coming through. Was that Segura? I'm not sure who the ball carrier was, but the crowd liked it. It was.
Number 58, Jeremy Segura, the ball
Segura
carrier.
now in there at tailback just for fun.
Jeremy picks up about 5 yards on the play.
5-yard pickup, second and 5.
On the 35-yard line.
So Segura remains at tailback. They give it to him again, and there he goes again. He's got close to a first down. I think he's got a first down. He got across the 40. I'll tell you what, the first guy is not taking him down tonight, at least so far. His first 2 carries, he's
Number 40
looks like he's carrying a load when he gets to the line of scrimmage, that's for sure. 2:26 to go, third quarter.
and 44.
William Robertson back in the backfield now on first down with Ponce. Wyatt Curti at quarterback. Gives it to William Robertson, who gained over 1,000 yards for the year already tonight. And there's a penalty flag coming in late. That usually is a face mask or something to do with a defensive tackle in progress, the way that flag was thrown in. Generally, that's not on a blocker, but let's see.
Personal foul, face mask.
There you go.
Defense number 28. 15 yards.
15-yard face mask penalty.
Results in a first down.
So Fort Bragg gets a first down on that penalty. Under 2 minutes to go, third quarter now. Timberwolves in cruise control here. Pitch to William Robertson. Cuts back over the tackle spot. Meant to go outside, but again he found a seam and picked up about 3.
Robertson, the ball carrier. Hunter
Second down and
Ford on
7.
the tackle. William picks up about 3 yards on the play. It'll be second and 7. At the 37-yard line.
Minute 21 to go here in this third quarter. Second and 7 on the Willits 37-yard line. Give to another running back that normally don't see, Johnny Delgado. We're probably having a little fun out there tonight. He picks up a couple. Second and 8.
No gain on the play. It'll be third.
Or no gain on the play. Third down and 8.
37-yard line.
Maybe a loss of a yard. Clock ticking down. 35 seconds to go, third quarter. Curti gives. William Robertson breaks one tackle and then
William Robertson, the ball
gets
carrier.
up close to a first down. It's a 32. It'll be fourth down, but I'm sure the Timberwolves will go
Number
for it
2,
here. That will be the last play of the third quarter
tackle.
with the score. Fort Bragg 32, Willits 6. That's the end of the third quarter. Fort Bragg now with 12 minutes to go here in the regular
That's the
season.
end of the third period with the score. The Timberwolves
We want to
32.
thank our sponsors, Fort Bragg Transmission and Engine Repair, Dunlap Roofing, Roundman Smokehouse and Butcher Shop, Mendocino Cookie Company and Zappa's Coffee, Ryan Perkins, attorney at law, and Sport Chrysler Jeep Dodge, your favorite
that
sport.
foster the ideas of sportsmanship, ethical conduct, and fair play. All activities shall be conducted in a manner that assures dignity, respect, and courtesy for players, coaches, officials, and spectators. Failure to abide by this.
Well, here we go. It's fourth down and about 3 as we begin the fourth quarter. The Timberwolves not too worried if they don't get a first down. They're leading 32-6, and they've got Willits back fairly deep in their own territory. So a first down, though, they could take more time off the clock. That's something they want to do right now. I can see Clavel's out of his uniform now, and Skivvy's on the sideline. They're still wearing his football shoes, but out of precaution, they took him out and kept him out. All right, fourth down. They faked to William Robertson. Curti's got the football, and he's still going around the left side. First down, Fort Bragg.
Wyatt Curti, the ball carrier.
They faked it to William Robertson right up the middle, and nice fake. And, boy, Curti, he's shifty out there. You get him in the open field. He's not the biggest player on the field, but he's pretty tough to tackle in the open field, I'll tell you. And sometimes those fast, smaller players are a nightmare for a defense when they're in the open field, just like Wyatt got that time. So nice run. First down, Timberwolves. Ball all the way down at the 20-yard line. Now out of the I formation, give to the second man through. I'm not sure who that was, but he got all the way down the 1-yard line. It might have been Cody Velocity. Somebody's down there on the field, across the way.
54, Cody Velocity with the.
One of the players from Willits is down on his back. Hopefully he's okay. Velocity was the ball carrier, and he did get it close to the end zone. Let's hope he's okay out there. Again, with a live broadcast, those of you live, I'm going to go silent for a minute as we see what's going on with this player. Those of you that are watching a replay, let's see what's wrong.
Offense number 54. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat first down.
So now the official is called assisting the runner on the ball carrier.
Correction. The foul was on number 88 of the offense. 88.
Well, thankfully the official caught his own mistake.
Bring your glasses!
So it was not on the ball carrier. But there will be a penalty assessed, and they will not have the ball at the 1-foot line, which actually might just take more time off the clock as they march toward possibly one more touchdown here. Or not. Again, let's see what's wrong with the player, and I'll go silent here. It appears that the medical team that is here on site from the Fort Bragg Volunteer Fire Department is going to be possibly called to action here to bring out a stretcher or something, but they have started up the vehicle that always sits in the north end zone, and that usually means it's possibly a serious injury, a bone break, or something they're not sure of. But the Fort Bragg Volunteer Fire Department emergency vehicle is now driving around the track, and will be going over there to assist the player off the field. So they'll have to clear the exit too. They're bringing the stretcher out now, you see. Or if you don't see it, you will. And that doesn't mean, well, we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully it's not a back injury. But on serious leg injuries, they'll do the same thing. They don't want to move the fracture, and they want to stabilize the patient as best they can. They don't want to, have him put his arms around two shoulders of players and try and stagger or drag off the field. They're being careful here. I'm not sure what the injury is. But the player can rest assured he's in really good hands with the Fort Bragg Volunteer Fire Department. The training that they have, of course, is every bit as good as a full-paid regular fire department, and they are always here at every game, so they've had experience with injuries that occur at this high school football level. Coach Perkins is out there along with the coaching staff for Willits. It's hard to tell. You can see one of the members of the coaching staff, Don DeVille, is a trained volunteer fireman who has emergency medical training. He's one of the people there helping the player right now and getting him on this gurney to get him off the field here. We might be able to tell when they get him up and carry him where the medical aid is being administered, if it's a knee, if it's a leg, if it's a neck. I just don't know. Right now, completely obscured by people as they work on him. Coach Perkins, you can tell, I think he's giving directions to the hospital from here. You can see him saying, go to a few blocks down, go to the left. And I know in years past, when I used to do the games on the radio for many, many years, when a player was injured and taken to the hospital up here, they'd get a little portable radio for him so he could actually listen to the radio for the rest of the game. But I don't know that someone has a cell phone wherever they're taking him, but if they do, there isn't a whole lot left in the game. And there he goes. They're taking him off the field.
Let's give him a big hand, folks.
He's got his arms folded across his midsection there. Still wearing his helmet, it looks like, which possibly means a neck or a back. I don't know. I'm not going to speculate, but let's just pray and hope he's okay. .17 to go. When we come back now, remember they're going to mark a penalty off. The Timberwolves had just advanced the ball to the 1 yard line. But on that play, assisting the runner was called. I didn't even see the flag, but that might have been because of the injury. Well, I sure hope that the player that they just took off the field is going to be okay. I know we all do. He's in the vehicle now. I think they're probably going to exit the same way they came and go out the north side of the high school, but I'm not sure.
Clock operator, for the remainder of the game, we will have a running clock. Please start the clock on my signal. The clock will stop for administrative timeouts and scores. Thank you.
So now running clock. And the Fort Bragg fans giving the van a hand as it drives by here with the player from Willits who was hurt. So it's a 5 yard penalty. It's first down at the 6 yard line. They give it to Velocity, again the ball carrier. He gets inside the 5 down to about the 4. They announce there'll be a running clock
Cody
now
Glossy,
too,
the
which
ball
will
carrier.
make this fourth quarter move by a little quicker anyway. But
On the
it's
tackle is number 54.
apparent that at this point
Dimitri Nova.
that the Timberwolves are going to finish this season with a win here at home
It'll be second
and hope
4 for the Timberwolves.
that they see some
On the
postseason play.
4-yard line.
Well, now we got Isaac Arnold at tailback. And a fumble on the snap. And instead of second down, and I guess they can get a first
Fumble
down
on the play,
just
ball's recovered by
short
number
of the
2,
goal
Wyatt
line,
Kurdite.
but basically call it third and goal. So now, still third down. The ball spotted at about the 6-yard line. Arnold again at tailback gets a snap and dives forward
Isaac Arnold, the ball carrier.
to about the 4. And now I think
Bring up
Nelson,
4.
I think they're going to let James Nelson run next.
At the
Here comes an ambulance from the hospital now to meet the emergency vehicle. So the ambulance is coming to the field here. Meanwhile, James Nelson now a tailback. Let's see what he can do. And again, a fumbled snap. But Nelson recovers a fumbled snap. And it'll be Willits football on 4th and goal. Clock running, 9:18 to go. The
Willis will take over on downs.
ambulance for the Mendocino Coast District Hospital has arrived here now, and they're going to take the player out of the emergency vehicle from the fire department and put him in the ambulance. So that is an indication that it probably is a fairly serious injury. You never speculate, of course, live in case someone is watching. I didn't even get a number. I couldn't tell who the player was at the time. But you don't want anyone to be concerned unnecessarily. But anyway, here we go. First down, Willits. They'll have the ball about their own 5-yard line. Buzzard gives. Right up the middle goes. And gang tackled there. Got some positive yards, or maybe 1 yard. 2nd and 9. 8 minutes to go in the game. 32-6 Timberwolves. Clock continues to run. I'll say this: they're not rushing around behind us, the emergency folks. So that usually means it's not life-threatening, whatever the injury is, or too serious. Anyway, back to live action. Rolling right is Buzzard. Now he's going to run, gets around the edge and close to the first down before he runs out of bounds. Across the field, about the 15-yard line, I think, is where he went out.
Jacob Arms, the ball carrier. Jacob scoots out of bounds at about the
So it'll be 3rd down and 2. Ball spotted just short of the 15-yard line.
About the 14-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2 for Willits.
7:06 to go in the game. Third down and short. Buzzard and Willits moved, or Fort Bragg may have been guilty of encroachment, but I think Willits jumped first. And they are marching backwards, so instead of 3rd and short, it'll be 3rd and about 7.
I'll start offense number 8, 5-yard penalty, repeat 3rd down.
Third and 6. Rolling. Buzzard with his pass. Just short. Incomplete. I think that's Buzzard still at quarterback. We're still trying to figure out who's hurt. They came out of the press box thinking it might be number 12. I don't know. We can't see their numbers, but maybe if we get a real good close-up of their quarterback, we can at least rule him out as the injured player. But someone from the press box just came out.
At the 9-yard line.
Well, it's 4th down, so they're going to punt here. So we won't get a look and see who is lined up at quarterback. Meanwhile, the clock is running, 5:14 to go. The player was transferred into the ambulance here, still wearing their helmet. And we're just not sure who it is. Anyway, there's the punt down at about the 43-yard line. So Fort Bragg will take over. Less than 5 minutes to go in the game, leading 32-6.
43-yard line. That's where Fort Bragg will take over first.
Just trying to get out of here with a team that's somewhat intact and a victory.
I'd like to remind you folks, Timberwolves boosters dine in. And
Julian Clavell is already in street clothes. He got his bell rung by one of his own players.
Sunday, November 4th from 5 to 8.
William Robertson with another tremendous game tonight, a couple of touchdowns, and he also went over the 1,000-yard mark for the season. But he had a great 48-yard touchdown run. And he's on the sideline now. Nelson is in at tailback. Coach Roy Perkins has been having a little fun at tailback, putting in a lot of linemen and linebackers and players that don't get to play that position, obviously, just for fun, saying, hey, if you can grab the ball from the quarterback, just run a few yards and don't get hurt. That's what's been going on. They're just trying to run the clock out, like I said.
I'd like to thank our local vendors tonight, Harvest Market, B&C Groceries, and Hoppers Dairy. Selling the popcorn was the L2 Club.
Myrtle out now.
Football program. Selling the merchandise and the bake sale.
Andrew Johnston also comes to the sideline. Some of the players that see a lot of action normally. Kurt Ayat, quarterback, gives to Nelson, and this time he gets some decent yardage. You have to chuckle every time because these are linemen and linebacker who are used to either blocking for a running back or tackling a running back, and now they're getting their chance at being a running back, and it's kind of fun to watch. 3:15 to go in the game. 3rd and 5. They give it to Nelson again, and this time he fumbles. The ball knocked away, and I think Willits has it at about the 40-yard line.
Fumble on the play. Ball belongs to Willits.
See here. So Fort Bragg fumbles the ball. Willits has it 1st and 10. We're still trying to see if we can find number 12 out there in the huddle. Thought I saw him for a second there. If it was our kids, I'd know by body type and the way he walks. He's probably coming in from the sideline in the huddle now.
Volunteer Fire Department for always being here in the north end zone.
All right, he's in the huddle. He's leading the team. His back's to us. He turns. It's number 20. So, yeah, it could have been T.J. Buzzard, the injured player. That's what we were trying to determine. We don't know that for a fact, but he's no longer a quarterback right now. 1st and 10, Willits. Quarterback keeper, and he's got some room and is finally hit. But a tough run that time. Let's see if I can track him down in the program. Jacob Arms, one of the co-captains. When you saw that camera jerk, it wasn't our cameraman's fault, it's my fault. I was trying to get him to get the guy on the sidelines coming in so we could see his number, and then I manhandled the camera. But I'm forgiven, aren't I? Okay, I'm forgiven. 1st down, Willits. Pitch. Coming around the right side, then tries to cut back and slips on the field. Down under a minute to go in the game now. Clock just ticking down.
We'd like to thank all the volunteers for tonight's game. Without you volunteers, this wouldn't happen.
2nd and 11. 32 seconds to go. Fort Bragg 32, Willits 6. That's going to go in the books that way unless Willits has a miracle play right here. There's a quick pass and it's incomplete. And that'll do it. That's the end of the game. The final here from Timberwolves Stadium. It's Fort Bragg 32, Willits 6. There's kind of a little bit of a downer because of that injury at the end of this game, but let there be no mistake about it. This was a big win for the Timberwolves. They had to win tonight. They did, and they won convincingly 32-6. Hopefully quarterback Julian Clavel is okay. He got his bell rung. He was in street clothes at the end of the game, but I saw him walking and talking to other players, and he seems to be okay, but hopefully they just took precaution there with the percussion protocol. But the quarterback for Willits was also apparently hurt here tonight. We believe it was TJ Buzzard who was hurt and taken away in an ambulance. Hopefully he's okay. Again, it didn't seem like it was life-threatening. It's a broken leg, they think, and that's what I thought, because they weren't really in a hurry to get him away, but they obviously were being very serious and careful and cautionary with their medical application. So that'll do it. The Timberwolves will probably get a playoff berth, and they finish the season in solid 2nd place, no matter what happens. But if Cloverdale loses to Middletown, they finish in 2nd place by themselves. As it is, it'll be a tie for 2nd if Cloverdale beats Middletown. Either way, it looks like there'll be more play for the Fort Bragg Timberwolves next week. I'm guessing they'll probably get a North Coast section playoff berth and maybe even a home game. Only time will tell, and you never know when they meet in the commissioner's office at the North Coast section. That'll do it. From Timberwolves Stadium, I'm Lindy Peters. The Timberwolves defeat the Willits Wolverines. The final tonight again, Fort Bragg 32, Willits 6, and William Robertson goes over 1,000 yards rushing, scores 2 touchdowns, and for a moment was hoisted in the air and tossed up and down like they used to end the Mickey Mouse Club in the old days. That'll do it from Timberwolves Stadium. I'm Lindy Peters for Mendocino TV. Thanks again to Dunlap Roofing, Roundman Smokehouse and Butcher Shop, Mendocino Cookie Company and Zappa's Coffee, Ryan Perkins Attorney at Law, Sport Chrysler Jeep Dodge, your favorite sport, and Fort Bragg Transmission and Auto Repair. For Mendocino TV and Terry Vaughn, I'm Lindy Peters. A big win for the Timberwolves, and hopefully they'll be playing again next week. Good night, everybody.